Okay, today we're going to look at AAPU. AAPU is the double leveraged Apple ETF. So if you don't know what leveraged ETFs are, it's based on Apple, but it's leveraged. So if Apple goes up 1%, AAPU would go up 2%. Same thing if it goes down. If it goes down 1%, it goes down 2%. So Apple's been kind of beaten down a little bit. So obviously AAPU's been beaten down a little bit also. And I've been watching this. The one reason why I haven't traded this before is because the volume is a little lower than what I would like it to be. However, I'm going to give it a try and see how it does because it's looking pretty good as far as selling cash secured puts on. And Apple itself is not going to crash and go away anytime soon. That's my opinion. So everything I talk about is my opinion. It's not financial advice. It's not tax advice. It's not any type of advice. And some people would even say that it's bad advice. But if you're entertained watching people make money, or if you're even entertained watching people lose money, this might just be for you. So getting back to the AAPU, I'm looking at the chart, 6-month chart here. I like looking at 6 months. And it was riding high and got up as high as about 40. And it has dipped down to almost 30. So we have the Bollinger Band, upper and lower bands. Black line in the center is the 20-day moving average. The red line is the 50-day moving average. So this has a lot of the things that I'm looking at. When it hits the lower Bollinger Band, it usually means it's gonna bounce up a little bit. Or same thing, if it hits the top, it's gonna bounce back down. And the other thing I'm looking at this one is the RSI is 25. So this is considered very oversold, which means it's time for people to jump in and start buying. So Apple's one of the Magnificent Seven stocks they talk about. That includes like Microsoft, Tesla, Apple, of course, Google, Meta, Nvidia, and I think I'm probably forgetting one of them, but basically the Magnificent Seven. A lot of money gets poured into that through the index funds, such as the QQQ and S&P 500 index funds. So what I'm saying, as long as that money keeps pouring in, I can't see this going way down unless the entire stock market takes a dip. So I've decided I'm going to sell some cash secured puts. Like I said, the RSI is low. It's at the lower end of the Bollinger Band. It's below the averages, 50-day, 20-day. Looks like it's kind of leveling out here the past week or so. I'm hovering over January 7th here. I don't know if you can see that down here, way at the bottom here, the date bounces up. So let's jump into Fidelity here. And I already came up here and the APU, type that in and do a search and it bounces up. I scroll down here to view the option chain and I said cash secured put. So I'm going to click on puts here and I'm going to see if there's weekly. So it looks like it just has monthlies. So, which is okay. And today is January 13th. So I don't want to deal with the January 16th. I kind of like going out between 3 and 6 weeks on options. So usually I go out the monthly option dates. There's weeklies and monthlies. This one only has monthlies. I don't want to do the 16th because that's too soon. So going out to the 20th, that will be 38 days out. So this is pretty much perfect. So if I look at the deltas here, it's trading at 30, 50. And I personally think it's kind of bottomed out. So anything below this, the lower Bollinger Band is like 29.80. So anything below 30, I think might be a safe bet. And here's $30. So that'd be $160 for one contract, 41 delta. The 29 strike price is $1.34 delta. And I'm going to, I think, go with that one. I'm looking at the amount of open interest is low. I like to see this at 500, but I might go with the $1. Also, if you look at the spread here, it's $1 here and $1.65. The last one here was $1.20. I'm gonna try selling at $1. So I'm gonna do 3 contracts and see how that goes. So sell to open. Remember, always selling something here. And I'm gonna do 3 contracts. February 20th. That's like 30 some days out. 29 strike price, a limit, and it's only good for today. Now I'm gonna change this here to the midpoint, $1.32. So I'll make $400 on this. Let's go ahead and preview. So it's telling me I have to be in increments of 5 cents here. So let's go 130. Try that again and place order. And it says it was filled at 130. Okay, I'm going to pause the video just for a second. I'm going to jump in and double check, make sure that it did fill. I think it did. Okay, I went over and checked on my other screen. It did fill. And I went ahead and clicked on my option tracking spreadsheet here. I'm going to enter that in there so I can keep track of what I'm doing. Today's the 13th. I got that filled at $1.30. My formula got deleted out of that cell somehow. So in order to fix that, I highlight this one, grab this little handle here, drag that down, and it will drag the formula down. So this is the total collateral, which is basically the 29 times 300. So 3 contracts, 100 shares per contract. That's my collateral I'm using for this trade. And I keep track of which account it goes in. And that delta was, I think, 0.35. And first time trading AAPU, I had to fix that date real fast. So to review, we sold 3 contracts on AAPU, 29 strike price, expiration February 20th. Today's the 13th. If it goes down, let's say, to 0 and I let it expire, I'll make $390 approximately. If over the next couple of weeks goes up in price quite a bit and the price of this contract decays because the price of Apple goes up in time will make this contract value go down, which is what I want because I want to buy it back cheaper. If you watch my videos, you get sick of me saying this. You buy low, sell high. Well, selling cash secured puts, you're selling first, buying back later. So let's say it goes down to 30 cents and I buy it back at 30 cents. If that's the case, I'll make $300. If it goes down to, let's say, 70 cents and I buy it back, I'll end up making 180. Like I said, if it goes all the way to 0, I make 390. So I'll go ahead and delete that out of there for now because we haven't done anything to it. And now we just sit and be patient, which is the hardest thing that I know how to do. So the best thing I can do during the day, I place these trades. And for me, it's best to go do something, not watch this. I'm retired now. It's winter time here in Illinois. It's cold. I hate the cold, so I don't like going out playing in the snow. So the best thing for me to do is find something to stay out of the house. So I'm not checking this constantly. And in the summertime, I volunteer and fix up broken tombstones and grave markers and clean them, glue them back together, build new bases for them. That keeps me out of the house, keeps me busy. I volunteer 100% of my time. I donate money for the materials. So that's fun and rewarding. And in the wintertime here, I've actually been substitute teaching at the elementary school that I attended when I was a kid about 50 years ago. So I taught high school and college technology classes for several years and retired. And the elementary school that I attended as a kid was in high need of substitute teachers. And I actually got my school administrator license with the current principal at that school. He mentioned they needed substitute teachers really bad. And so I decided, well, I'll substitute teach maybe once a week or however often they need me to. So this afternoon, I'm going to go substitute teach. So I won't be tied to my computer. Hopefully this just does its thing on cruise control and my premium builds and I make some supplemental retirement income. So that wraps up this quick video. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see how AAPU does in the next couple weeks. And always remember, this is not financial advice, entertainment only.